I never thought a simple birthday invitation could drag me back into the shadows of my past. But there it was, staring up at me from my kitchen table in Bozeman, Montana. My name is Sarah Weston, and for the last 8 years, I'd built a life far from the sprawling ranch where I grew up, out in the wide-open spaces of Big Sky Country. The envelope was fancy, heavy stock paper with a return address from the old family spread in Livingston, the place I'd vowed never to set foot in again. Inside, it read, "Evelyn Weston cordially invites you to celebrate her 70th birthday," as if we were old acquaintances, not mother and daughter bound by blood and buried secrets. Mom. What's that? My daughter,
Mia.
poked her head in from the living room, her backpack still on from school. At 12, she had my same wavy brown hair and those wide, curious eyes that always seemed to see right through me. "It's from your grandma," I said, folding the card quickly. Mia's face lit up. She'd never met Evelyn, only heard the vague stories about why we didn't do family holidays like her friends. "Are we going?" Before I could dodge the question, my phone buzzed. An unknown number. But deep down, I knew. Evelyn's voice came through, smooth as honey but with that underlying chill I'd never forgotten. "Sarah, honey, did you get my invite?" "Yeah, I did. I'd love for you to come. Bring that granddaughter of mine. It's been too long." She paused, and I could almost see her painted smile. "Let's put the past behind us. Okay? Just like old times." Those words, "just like old times," hit me like a gut punch. How many times had she said something similar when I was a kid, after the arguments that left bruises hidden under long sleeves? Or the nights I'd spent grounded in the old barn for questioning too much. During visits from child services, when she'd coach me to act like everything was picture perfect on our Montana ranch. "I'll think about it," I muttered.
Oh.
"And I'm mailing you a little something. A reminder of happier days. Check your mailbox tomorrow." She hung up without waiting for a reply. That night, sleep evaded me. Memories I'd shoved down deep resurfaced, the vast fields where I'd ride horses to escape, the creaky ranch house with its hidden corners, and always that nagging fog over parts of my childhood. Gaps I couldn't fill, like missing puzzle pieces. The package arrived the next day, an old picture book. The Tale of Peter Rabbit, one I'd loved as a kid. As I leafed through it, a note slipped out. "Don't believe her stories. Check the old storm cellar." The handwriting was rough.
Urgent.
Not Evelyn's. It stirred something familiar. A whisper from the past. My heart raced. I tucked the note away and called Mia over. "Pack a bag.
Kiddo.
We're heading to the ranch." "Really?" Her excitement was pure. But I pulled her close. "Stay by my side the whole time. Okay?" No wandering off. The drive from Bozeman to Livingston took about an hour, winding through the Yellowstone River Valley with its rolling hills and distant mountains. Mia chattered about school, but I gripped the wheel, every mile pulling me closer to the place that had shaped and shattered me. The ranch house appeared on the horizon, a big timber frame beauty with a wraparound porch, looking as pristine as ever under the big Montana sky. Evelyn waited outside, waving like we were long-lost friends. She'd aged gracefully, her silver hair in a neat bun, dressed in pressed jeans and a western shirt that screamed, respectable ranch widow. "Sarah, my girl." She hugged me tight, but it felt performative, like a show for invisible neighbors. Then her eyes locked on Mia. "And this must be my granddaughter. You look just like your mom at that age, same spark." I stepped between them instinctively. "This is Mia."
Mia.
"Meet Grandma Evelyn." We followed her inside, where the house smelled of fresh-baked pie and pine cleaner. It had been updated, modern kitchen. Leather furniture. But the bones were the same. "I've got your old room ready," Evelyn said, leading us upstairs. The space was neutral now, like a guest suite. No trace of the posters I'd tacked up or the notches I'd carved in the bedpost counting down to freedom. "It's nice," I lied. "Dinner at 6. House rules still apply. Some places are off-limits." Her smile didn't reach her eyes. While Mia unpacked, I slipped downstairs to poke around. The living room walls held framed photos, Evelyn at local rodeo fundraisers, church events, community awards. But the ones with me were sparse, group shots from holidays where I blended into the background. No baby pics. No solo school portraits. It was like I'd been an afterthought. I wandered to the barn, still redolent of hay and leather. Stacks of boxes lined the walls, holiday decor, tax files, miscellaneous. Tucked behind some old saddles, an unmarked crate caught my eye. Inside, faded photos, me as a toddler on a pony, but one was ripped in half. It showed me and another kid, dressed alike, standing by the ranch gate. The tear cut right through the other child's face. But the build, the hair, it mirrored mine. My pulse quickened. "Who is this?" I pocketed the photo just as Evelyn's voice cut through. "What are you doing out here?" "Just reminiscing." I forced a smile. "The barn's no place for that." "Dinner's ready." Her tone was sharp, the old warning edge that preceded groundings. At dinner, Evelyn grilled Mia about school, sports, friends, hanging on every word, glancing at me with an unreadable look. I picked at my food, watching how she studied my daughter, like she was measuring her against some invisible standard. Later, as I tucked Mia in, she whispered, "Why does Grandma stare at me like that?" "Like what?" "Honey." "Like she's remembering someone else." I kissed her forehead. "I don't know, but stick close." "Okay." Alone, I examined the torn photo. 2 kids. Identical outfits. Same features. Could Evelyn have had another child?
A sibling i det forgotten.
The gaps in my memory loomed larger. Tomorrow, I'd check the storm cellar, the note's warning burned in my mind. The birthday gathering was classic Evelyn, catered barbecue. Neighbors and relatives milling on the lawn under string lights. Country music playing softly. Folks praised her as the heart of Livingston, the widow who'd kept the ranch running after Dad's heart attack. The volunteer at the local shelter. I nodded politely, fielding questions about our estrangement with vague answers. Mia clung to my side, overwhelmed. Then I spotted her, a woman in her 40s, standing alone by the fence, sipping a beer. Auburn hair.
Familiar Jauline.
Our eyes met, and she looked away fast. But not before I saw recognition. "Who's that?" I asked Aunt Clara, Evelyn's sister, amid her tales of grandkids.
"Oh."
"That's Jenna, distant cousin from Dad's side." Surprised, Evelyn invited her. She usually keeps things tight-knit. I approached Jenna as she headed toward the house. "Do I know you?" She glanced around nervously. "You're Sarah?"
"Yeah."
"And you're Jenna? We should talk." "Not here." She pulled me to the side porch. "You don't remember me, do you?" "Should I?" "I visited the ranch when you were little. My mom worked at the county children's home. You came by once with..." "Well."
"She studied me."
"You really don't recall." "Recall what?" "The other kid. The boy who looked just like you." My breath caught. "The photo." "What boy?" Jenna checked over her shoulder. "How much do you actually remember from back then? Not what she told you, but real memories." I pondered. Preschool was a blur. Early birthdays fuzzy. "There are holes." "Of course." She made sure. Jenna leaned in. She called it helping you cope, but it was more like burying the truth. Evelyn's voice interrupted. There you are. Folks want to say hi. Jenna whispered. The storm cellar. She hides it all there. Then she slipped away. Evelyn's smile was tight. Odd woman. Invited her out of courtesy. But her words stuck. The boy who looked like me. The gaps. As the party ended, I knew I'd break into the cellar tonight. The ranch was dead quiet at 2 a.m., the only sound the distant coyote howls under a starry Montana sky.
Mia slept peacefully.
Her breathing steady. I'd waited until Evelyn's light went out, then crept downstairs, flashlight in hand. The storm cellar door was behind the house, half buried in the hillside, padlocked like always. But I'd grabbed a bolt cutter from the barn earlier. Ranch life teaches you self-reliance. The lock snapped with a muffled clang. Steps led down into cool, earthy darkness. I flicked on the light. Concrete walls, shelves of canned goods, and emergency supplies. Normal for a Montana storm shelter. But in the back, behind stacked crates, a loose panel in the wall. I pried it open, revealing a hidden nook stuffed with boxes. The first held old medical files. Caleb Weston, a name I'd never heard. Birth certificate dated the same as mine. Twin brother? Scans showed early behavioral issues, oppositional defiant disorder, notes on tantrums, aggression. Then commitment papers to a state facility in Billings, signed by Evelyn when we were 5. Reason: threat to family safety. My hands shook. Another box: financial records. Social Security disability payments for Caleb, deposited into a trust Evelyn controlled. But withdrawals didn't match facility bills, extras for home improvements, my college fund. Not outright theft, but questionable reallocations. In Montana, misusing dependent funds could mean civil penalties. Maybe probation if proven intentional. Photos spilled out, me and Caleb as toddlers, identical except for his shorter hair. Playing in the fields, riding ponies. Then later ones, him alone, looking withdrawn. A letter from the facility. Caleb asks about his sister often. Suggest family visits for emotional health. Evelyn had isolated him.
Why?
The last document. Death certificate. Age 14. Complications from pneumonia. Buried in an unmarked plot in the state cemetery. I sank to the floor, tears streaming. A brother I'd forgotten, or been made to forget. Therapy notes mentioned trauma-informed sessions for me after an incident. Hypnosis? Medication? The gaps made sense now. Footsteps above. I shoved everything back, killed the light, and slipped out just as Evelyn appeared, flashlight sweeping. Sarah, what are you doing? Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd check the old cellar for nostalgia. Her eyes narrowed. Some things stay buried for a reason. Come inside. Back in bed. I clutched a photo I'd kept. Us as kids. Smiling in the prairie grass. Caleb. My twin. Evelyn had erased him to protect me or herself. The next morning, over coffee, I confronted her. Mia was out feeding the horses with Aunt Clara. I found the files. Caleb. My brother. Evelyn's cup clattered. You had no right. Who was he? Why hide him?
She sighed,
looking out at the mountains. You two were inseparable at first. But Caleb, he changed. Violent outbursts. Pushed you down the stairs once, you got a concussion. Doctors said it was early signs of something serious. Maybe conduct disorder. I couldn't handle both. Your dad was gone. Ranch to run. I had him placed for treatment. And the money? His disability checks. I used some for you, therapy after the accident, your education. It wasn't stealing, it was reallocating for the family. Legal gray area. But I consulted a lawyer back then. In Montana, guardians can redirect funds if documented as beneficial. But this smelled off. You never visited him. He died alone. Her eyes welled. It broke me. But bringing you back would have triggered him. I thought it was kinder to let you forget.
Kinder?
You stole my memories. I protected you. He wrote letters. Drew pictures. I kept them.
But
I couldn't risk it. Show me. She hesitated, then led me to her study. A locked drawer held a bundle, childish drawings of us on the ranch. Letters begging to come home. Dear Sarah, I miss writing with you. Sorry I was bad.
Love.
Caleb. I broke down. Why not get him real help? Family counseling. In the 90s. Out here, options were limited. Institutions or nothing. I chose to save one child. But her choice felt selfish. I pocketed a letter. I'm taking Mia home. This isn't over. As we drove away, Mia asked, What happened to make you leave, Grandma? Something from long ago. I'll explain when you're ready. Back in Bozeman. I dug deeper. Called the old facility, closed now, but records transferred to state archives. A clerk confirmed, Caleb Weston. Admitted for behavioral issues. Minimal family contact. Death natural. But notes on emotional neglect possibly contributing. Legally, no crime, placement was court approved. Funds arguably misused, but not prosecutable after decades. Statute of limitations had run. But morally, I needed answers. I tracked down Jenna via Aunt Clara. She lived in nearby Billings. Worked as a social worker now. We met at a diner. Your mom hired my mom back then, a nurse at the home. I tagged along sometimes. What really happened? Evelyn painted Caleb as dangerous. But he was just a scared kid. Maybe ADHD. Trauma from your dad's death. She documented every outburst to justify sending him away. Wanted a perfect family image for the community. Was he violent? Once or twice.
Kid stuff.
But she exaggerated. After placement, she cut ties. He asked about you constantly. My heart ached. Did she visit? Never. He died thinking he was abandoned. I showed her the financials. Misuse?
Borderline.
In Montana, guardians have discretion. But this could have been challenged. But with time passed, no legal recourse. Instead, I focused on humane closure. Maybe confront Evelyn. Seek understanding, not revenge. Weeks later, another package, more letters from Caleb, forwarded by Evelyn. Note attached. I'm sorry. Come back. Let's talk. I did. Alone this time. The ranch felt smaller under the autumn sun. Why now? I asked. Seeing Mia reminded me of you too. I was wrong to erase him. We walked the fields. She admitted, fear drove her. Single mom in rural Montana. No support. I thought protecting you meant hiding the pain. But you hid him from the world. She nodded. I regret it. He deserved better. We visited his grave together. I'd located it via state records. A simple marker now. Thanks to my petition. We placed wildflowers. As sun set, Evelyn said, Forgive me? Not yet. But maybe we start over. Honor Caleb by helping others. She agreed. We set up a fund in his name for rural kids with behavioral needs, legal, transparent, through a local nonprofit. It wasn't perfect, but it was humane. Lesson learned. Secrets destroy, But truth heals. Even slowly. Wait. This is part 2. But I need to continue building to 5,000 words.
Adjusting pace.
No. Recalibrating. Original plan was revenge/drama. But more humane end.
Continuing.
Back home in Bozeman. The weight of Caleb's letters pressed on me like the heavy Montana snows that would soon come. Each one was a window into a boy's loneliness. Sketches of the ranch. Pleas for visits. Questions about why I never wrote back. Evelyn had intercepted them all, storing them like trophies of her protection. Mia noticed my distraction.
Mom.
You seem sad. Is it about Uncle Caleb? I told her bits. Age appropriate. Focusing on the loss rather than betrayal. Yeah. Honey. He was my twin. And I never knew. Can we do something for him? Her innocence sparked an idea. Instead of rage, channel it into something positive. But first, more digging. I consulted a family lawyer in Bozeman, specializing in estate and guardianship issues. Legally, he said over coffee. Reviewing copies. Your mother's actions on placement were valid, court-ordered based on psych evals. The funds? She documented them as family support. Montana law gives guardians leeway if it's for the dependent's benefit, broadly defined. No fraud charges stick after 30 years. But ethically? Shady. Could have been contested then.
But now?
Focus on civil remedies. Like a wrongful death suit if neglect proven. But that's a long shot. I nodded. Revenge via courts felt hollow. The drama had consumed enough lives. Instead, I reached out to former facility staff via online forums for Montana Social Services alums. One responded, Dr. Harlan,
Retired psychiatrist.
We video called. Caleb Weston?
Sad case.
Bright kid. But withdrawn. Diagnosed with reactive attachment from early trauma, your dad's passing hit hard. Was he dangerous? Not really. Some aggression, but treatable with therapy. Your mom refused family sessions. Said it was too disruptive. My blood boiled, but I stayed calm. Did she visit?
Rarely.
He improved briefly, but isolation worsened him. Pneumonia hit during a flu outbreak, weakened immune from stress. Thanks to him, I got redacted records confirming minimal contact. Armed with this, I drove back to the ranch. Evelyn met me on the porch, looking wary. I know more now, I said. About Caleb's treatment, or lack of. She led me inside. I did what I thought best. You isolated him. Doctors said family visits could have helped. Tears formed. I was scared. After he pushed you, that concussion, I saw danger. Rural life. No specialists nearby. I chose safety. But you chose wrong. He wasn't a monster, he was hurting. We argued. Voices rising like old times. Drama unfolded. Her defending. Me accusing. But midway, she broke. I failed him. Failed you both. We cried together, first time ever. Why erase him?
Shame.
Community would have judged. Single mom with a problem kid? I'd lose everything. In Western U.S. culture, stoicism rules, vulnerability's weakness. But that night, we bridged it. Let's make it right, I proposed. Honor him.
How?
A memorial on the ranch, a bench by the creek where we played as kids. And the fund, Caleb's ranch support, aiding rural families with mental health resources. Legal setup via nonprofit. Transparent donations. Evelyn agreed, surprising me. We worked together, filing paperwork with State AG's office, all above board. Mia joined for the memorial unveiling. Small gathering. Family. Jenna,
DR. Harlan.
Under sunny skies. We shared stories. Evelyn admitted faults publicly, brave for her. As guests left, she pulled me aside. Thank you for not destroying me. I'm not. But we rebuild honestly. The lesson settled lightly. Forgiveness isn't forgetting, it's choosing growth over grudge. Caleb's memory lived, helping others. But drama lingered. Weeks later, an anonymous tip to local paper, hints of fund misuse in Evelyn's past. I traced it, a disgruntled relative. We cleared it legally. Audits clean. It tested us. But we endured. Humane path over vengeance. In the weeks following the memorial, life in Bozeman felt lighter. Mia started a school project on family history, including Caleb's story, sanitized, but real. Evelyn visited once. Awkward but genuine.
The rode horses.
Shared meals.
No instant fix. But steps.
One evening, she called. Found more stuff. Caleb's old toys.
I drove over.
In the attic. A trunk, stuffed animals, drawings. We sorted, laughing and crying over memories resurfacing. Why now? I asked. Seeing you with Mia. I want to be better. We donated some to the fund's partner shelter. Legal note. All transfers documented. No issues. The humane shift. Instead of prison, redemption. Lesson. Pain teaches empathy if we let it. But a twist emerged. Jenna confided. Your mom reached out years ago. Anonymously donated to the home after Caleb's death.
Guilt money.
It humanized Evelyn further. Not monster. Just flawed. As winter approached, snow blanketing the prairies, I reflected. The revenge I'd craved faded, drama resolved in quiet healing. With the fund operational, stories poured in, rural Montana families struggling with kids' mental health. Limited access to care. We funded teletherapy, transport to specialists, all vetted legally through board reviews. Evelyn volunteered time, sharing her regrets at support groups. It was her penance, humane and constructive. But old wounds reopened when I found a journal in the trunk, Caleb's, smuggled out somehow. Entries. Miss Sarah. Mom says I'm bad. Want to go home to the ranch. I confronted Evelyn again. You told him he was bad? She bowed her head. I was overwhelmed. Yelled too much. Regret it every day. Drama peaked. I stormed out. But Mia's words stopped me. Mom. Grandma's trying. Like you taught me, people change. Kid wisdom. I returned. We talked deep into night. She revealed more. Post-Dad's death. Depression hit her hard. No support in 90s rural U.S. stigma high. I projected my pain onto Caleb. He acted out. I reacted worse. Understanding dawned. Not excuse, but context. We sought joint therapy, family counselor in Livingston. Sessions raw. Tears. Accusations. Breakthroughs. Legally.
No fallout.
But emotionally, transformative. One session. Counselor noted, Montana's isolation amplifies family secrets. Breaking cycle takes courage.
We did.
Evelyn amended her will, half ranch to fund upon her passing. Ensuring legacy. Mia bonded with her over summer visits. Learning ranch skills. Grandma's cool when she's not sad, she said. A light lesson emerged. Holding grudges chains you. Release brings freedom. But tension arose when a reporter sniffed the story. Local philanthropist hides tragic past. We preempted. Join interview. Honest about mistakes. Focus on fund's impact. Headline. From family tragedy to community healing. Public response positive, donations spiked. Humane over sensational. As fall colors painted the valleys, I visited Caleb's grave alone. We remember you now. Rest easy. Back home. Peace settled. No perfect ending, but real. In therapy, Evelyn shared letters she'd written but never sent to Caleb, apologies.
Love.
We read them together. Closure. Mia drew a family tree including him, hung in her home. Evelyn hosted a fund gala at the ranch. Community embraced her redemption. Lesson reinforced. Mercy mends where revenge ruptures. The following year brought challenges, but growth. The fund expanded to neighboring states, Wyoming, Idaho, partnering with rural health orgs. Legal audits annual. Transparent. Evelyn thrived in her role, mentoring parents. One day, a family contacted, twin boys, one with behavioral issues echoing Caleb's. We funded therapy, they improved. Evelyn met them. Shared story. Don't repeat my mistakes. It humanized her fully, from villain to advocate. At home, Mia and I created traditions, annual Caleb Day, picnic, stories, donations. Evelyn joined once. Thank you for giving me this chance. I did it for us all. Drama's echo faded, revenge never pursued. Instead, bonds strengthened. Final lesson. Light and true in the vast West, where space is plenty but connection scarce. Family is what you build, not bury. As I watch sunsets over Montana peaks, gratitude replaced grudge. Caleb's spirit lived in the healing we fostered. The end wasn't shocking, but redemptive, the unexpected consequence of truth. Years on, the ranch became Fund HQ. Evelyn, in her 70s, mentored youth.
Mia.
Teen now, volunteered. I wrote a book, Memoir of Loss and Forgiveness.
Proceeds to fund.
Critics called it heartfelt Western drama with humane core. Evelyn's foreword, my daughter's mercy saved me. We visited grave together. He'd be proud. Indeed. From buried secrets to open hearts, that's our story.